Welcome to Julie's Wreath Boutique. The other day I got a message asking me if I could make a flower wreath using that 5.5 to 6 inch Deco Mesh. And you know what? I thought I can do that, so I did. It was really easy to do. I'm using a 6 inch wreath form. You could use a 8, 10, 12, whatever you want to do. You're just going to need more mesh. So let's get started and make something beautiful. All right, so what are we going to use for this wreath? And this has been a very much requested wreath. If I could use the 5.5 inch rolls of like Deco Mesh, not Dolly Mesh, Deco Mesh. It's called Poly Pro Mesh Ribbon at like Hobby Lobby. This is where I got this. It's not my favorite to use, but I'm just gonna do this video just to kind of show you what you can do. Dollar Tree sells it in a smaller roll, so you would need whatever, I want to say Dollar Trees would have 5 yards, so let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But so you would just need double the mesh from Dollar Tree. But I got this on sale. It was $5.99 retail. Got it 50%, so I paid $3 a roll for it. So what are we going to do? We're going to cut this with our wood burner. Now, if you don't have a wood burner, you can use scissors, you can use a rotary cutter. You will have a lot of fraying. I'm just going to tell you right up front, you're going to have a lot of fraying. And I'm still going to have fraying with this, even though I'm using a wood burner. I feel like the cheaper the mesh, the harder it is to get it to not to fray. So I'm going to just cut these at 10 inches, and I'm just going to take my wood burner and make sure you wear a mask and do this in a well-ventilated area. And I just followed the line in between the squares. So I didn't really cut a straight line there. So I'm just gonna cut these. We're gonna need, probably, I know we're gonna need 2 rolls of these cut at 10 inches. We probably will need 3 rolls. But we're gonna make this like a mini flower today because I just kind of wanna show you the concept that you can do this on any size frame. Okay, so what are we going to use as a frame? Today, I'm just going to use this 6 inch frame, but I'm going to show you I've already started on an 8 inch frame. You can do this on a 10, a 12, even a 14 inch. You just need to be prepared to have more mesh, okay? And the bigger, let me explain this, the bigger this middle circle, the bigger your middle for your flower will be. And how you can reduce the size of your flower is just by adding another layer of petals in the middle, okay? So you can totally change your flower by doing that. So let's see how many petals we're gonna need for this little 6 inch frame. And this is gonna be kind of a mini flower. And I've been wanting to do some versions of my flowers on a mini wreath. So what I did was I just took some of this plastic canvas mesh that I get. I get it online at consumercrafts.com, but you can find it at places like Hobby Lobby and JoAnns as well. And then I just put little zip ties, and I've got my zip ties here. These are in my Amazon shop. The link will be below in the description box. So let's get started, and we're going to start on our sections, okay? Because you can see here we have 3 sections. So let's start on the first section. We are going to take a 10 inch Deco Mesh. This is 10 inch by 5.5 inch this way, okay? So I'm going to take it, and I'm going to go with my left hand here, the top, and my right hand at the bottom. I'm going to push it this way. I'm going to like extend it. So when I do that, I'm going to come through the middle, and I'm going to just take it, and I'm going to gather it up, and then I'm going to bring it. As you can see, we have a little bit of excess here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this petal over it, and then I'm going to have a nice petal, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to attach it to the frame about 1 inch up, all right? So I'm going to take just a 4 inch zip tie. Let me show you where I'm going to put it. All right. I put it right on that second wire. Now, my petal is going a little wonky, and whenever your petals do this, doesn't matter what the petal it is, what method you use, you can just simply take another zip tie and go the opposite direction, and you're basically making an X over that petal. And once you get that started, kind of seems to help my other petals stay more straight. I don't have to do this on all of them. right? So we've got that. We've got some strings from the mesh. So we're going to do another one right here. I'm going to take another petal, and the curl side is going down, okay? And I'm going to take my right hand is at the bottom, my left hand is at the top. I'm going to pull it. I'm going to come in the middle here, bring it over so that this petal is over that portion that's showing a little bit, okay? I'm going to just put it right beside the other petal. And so this is how you're going to make your petals with that 5.5 inch. So I'm just going to keep making it, and I believe I'm going to put probably 10 of these petals. I'm not really sure exactly how many we're going to do, but let me keep going. I'll be right back and show you exactly how many we put in. Okay, so we've got this first section done. I didn't use 10 petals, but I used 8. And the reason why I ended up using 8 was I do want a little bit of distance in between these petals for the next step. So as you can see, we've got some distance there, okay? So what I'm going to advise with this type of wreath, with this type of mesh, when the mesh is a little bit harder to deal with, to work on sections. Like, so we did one, now we're going to do the second row. And I'm not going to go on to this section or this section before I finish the second row on this one. So I know that's a little confusing because usually I would just go all the way around, but we're not going to do this with this method, because what I want to do is I want to make sure that I go on bar 3 and I want to go in between each of these petals, okay? I want them to lay. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my zip tie, and if you want to use the 8-inch zip ties, you can definitely do that. Again, right hand at the top, left hand at the bottom. You're going to pull it in opposite directions, come back, find the middle, and then just squeeze and make a petal like that. It's pretty easy. It's hard to see when it's mesh. So I'm going to go and I'm going to lay this right over here, so that what this does is it's going to cover the zip ties that we already put. Now, when I put some of the zip ties on some of this, I did go both directions with some other zip ties I had. So it's really up to you when you get to it, and if it's just not going the direction you want, you can add an extra one, like I said before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of these, and then I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like, and then we will keep going here. So the 8-inch zip tie might be a little bit easier. So again, right hand at the top, left hand at the bottom, and then that way when we make our petal, we have the finished side on the right side. All right. So as you can see, that's covering up the first layer of zip ties. So I'm just going to keep going, and again, in between each of these petals on that third row. Okay, so we have this first part done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do exactly what I did here on the other 3 sections. So 8 petals here, 7 petals on that row. And just make sure you go in between. And then when I get back, I don't know, we might do another layer of petals. I haven't decided. We got to figure out what we're going to do for our center, but I think this is really pretty. Just look at the way it's turning out. And this is what you can do with a 5.5-inch or 6-inch roll of mesh. So I'll be back and we'll have the rest done, and then we'll decide what to do next. Okay, so as you can see, I put all of our petals on. You can see how they look really nice in the back there. So I just did it by section, and what I would do is I would put the first bar on, and then I would put another first bar, and then I put the one in between. So I kind of went zigzaggy through it. So this is where you could say, you know what, I'm done. I'm just going to put a nice big center and be done with it. Now, remember, this is a 6-inch wreath frame. If you want to use a bigger wreath frame, you're just going to need more mesh. That's all there is to it. So you might have to adjust the amount of petals that you're going to use. So, but I want to add just another layer of petals just for one reason, to show you how to add another layer of petals, and for another reason to make a smaller center. So what I did is I took 3 of my these petals together, and I'm just going to take an 8-inch zip tie here, and basically I'm just going to go, I'm not going to go on this part, I'm going to go inside one of the bottom ones here, and let's go up. And what I want to do is I want to cover some of this. Now you could do it all singularly, but doing it this way will work too. So, okay. So then that way, all you're doing is you're just going to put sections throughout here of 3 together. You could do 2, you could do 4. If you wanted to do 6, you could do that too. So I'm just going to keep doing this, and I'm going to go all the way around, and then we'll come back and we'll work on the middle. Okay, so I used 3 rolls for this flower. Again, you would need more if you did like an 8-inch, and more, I would say 4 rolls for an 8-inch, maybe 5 rolls for a 10-inch, but I'm not certain. I would just have enough on hand. So, and you could always do different colors too. You know, you don't have to do one color like I did today. So what I did was I took some more plastic canvas, and I just took an 8-inch frame, and I just needed a good circle template. So I made a little circle, cut that out. That's what I have right there. And then I just cut some felt out as well. It's not even a round circle. It's pretty sad. I'm not that coordinated, I guess. So we'll see. So you're just going to put some glue on the bottom of the felt here. I'm going to place my grid here, and basically all the grid is going to do is just give us a surface to work on. And so then I'm going to put more glue on top, and then, okay, and then I'm going to put my other piece of felt on top. So it's not perfect, but that's okay, because we're not going to see all that. And you can take your scissors and you can kind of just make it a little bit more, you know, circular if you didn't get it just right. So at this point, I'm going to put the wire through this so that we have a way to put our center in the middle of our wreath. So I have just a piece of wire here. I believe this is 20 gauge. You can use 22 gauge. And so I just take a pair of very sharp scissors. I poke one hole and then another hole. And just gonna put my wire through one side here. And then on the other side. Okay. So I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I had to go hunt for these little just brown Pom Poms. I've had them forever, literally. And so all you're going to do is we're just going to glue those down on the surface. Now, I am using Gorilla Glue in my glue gun so that it makes it, it should keep everything where it should be, even in warmer weather. So I'm just going to put some glue dots and just add some of these little pom-poms. I did get these, I want to say at Hobby Lobby, but I've seen them at JoAnns and I've seen them at Michael's. You know, they're just in this the crafting section, you know, where you see like pipe cleaners and felt. That's all you're gonna do. So you're just gonna go around, put a dot, and then put your glue. If you have a better way of putting some of these on, I would love to hear about it. Leave it in the comments below. I hope that summer is starting off well for you. I hope you're healthy. A little coming out there. If you like crafting, you can always come and join my group called Wreath Creators and More. And we love anything crafty. If you like to craft, we'd love to have you. It's on Facebook. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. All those links are in the description box. There we go. See, this is going to be really simple, and it's just going to make a nice brown center, and it's just not going to be that difficult. I mean, this would be a good one to have your kids help you too. I'll put some more glue here. And they also sell these in strings, and you know, if you had a string of this, I know I did a video, and I know you could probably hear my kids upstairs, my little herd of elephants. I always talk about them when I do videos, but they're upstairs having fun. So what you want to make sure is you come over the edge just ever so much, because we want to cover that edge. All right. So I just started in the middle. Just going to put a little bit more glue. You might have to play with your little pom-poms a little bit, just to make sure they're a little bit more circular, because they've been in storage for a while, so it's all right. Okay. So if you've made it this far, I want you to leave me a sunshine or something that reminds you of summer, or a sunflower emoji in the comments. All right. And how long have you guys been watching me? I've been on YouTube for a few years now, and I would love to know how long you've been watching me, and maybe where you're from. I'd like to talk to you in the comments. So, all right, so that is the middle. I think that's really cute. And then all you're going to do is you're going to take it down towards the middle of this. And I recommend wire versus like pipe cleaners, because you need that wire to work its way through all this mesh. And sometimes it can be a little challenging when you've done this much. Now, if you didn't want to do that middle section of petals, you could have just made a much bigger one of these and just covered it all. You could do that too. And you could actually add some leaves. If you've watched my other videos and how I've showed you to add leaves, you could do that as well. So I got it through. There, it's kind of soft. I like the look of that. I really do. All right, so we're just gonna fix it here, and then we'll just clip off the edges. So I'll finish that here in a minute. And then I will cover the back of this with some felt. And I just like to run the wire right back inside the wreath. But I think that's really pretty. I think this is, you know, I've been getting messages from you guys. You've been wanting to know, how do you do something with this size, this 5-inch roll of mesh? So I hope this helps. Know that you can make it any size, make it any size frame. You don't have to use a 6-inch frame. I did get the 6-inch frame at JoAnns Fabrics, just so you know. And I think that's really cute. So of course, like always, and I've got a mess over here, so just ignore that. Thank you so much for joining me here on Julie's Wreath Boutique. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your comments and all the subscribers, and just make sure you hit that follow button and you get notified when I go live or when I post a video. So I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, we'll see you next time in Julie's Wreath Boutique. Bye.